Hello hackers and welcome back. Created a channel in Discord, a group for catching up. You see, if you go there, you'll see this ridiculous ketchup hot dog meme. But I created this group because it's your best chance for catching up, for doing some of that group work if you weren't able to or didn't get around to it. So jump on there and see if you could contact others if you need to catch up on some of the group work or responses to the research plans, that sort of thing. Anything that is late or you didn't get to, you can always do for late work points. You just have to let me know, because I don't go back and look at all those old discussion boards. If you do that, just send me an email or a message on Discord and let me know you did the late work. Okay. That's all for catching up. Let's talk about this next blog. So we only had 2 word clouds. The last group hasn't got their word cloud in yet, but this is the word cloud from our first group. If you notice, audience, unbiased, facts, data, these are all purpose organization. These are all very prominent. Environment is, and I think Elise had explained that what she meant by environment is that you're coming from a particular place. And I think this is an interesting concept. I would probably characterize that as standpoint in a theoretical sense, that you're always coming from some standpoint. What does this mean for your report? Well, this means that you can explain your own relationship to the digital community, and that would help make it more informative as long as the main focus is on your primary research. So we have a lot of other community abstract, which is a short summary. These are all good common codes to help us understand the genre of a report. Let's move on to group number 2. We have a lot of more thematic descriptions, I would say, or thematic common codes. Hashtags can certainly be a part of this report, but don't necessarily have to be. Social media is probably going to be a part of the report, although it could be, an older school message board. Twitter, diversity, feminist, meme concept. These are all good makeup artists. These are all good ways of thinking of the possibilities of what could be a report blog could be about. But I think not necessarily. I think the last group kind of hit the nail on the head, because they took a lot of these common codes from the book on reports. And so what we're doing with these word clouds are not only trying to figure out what makes sense for a digital community informational report, but also what should belong in a report in general. And so that's why I think if we were to compare these two, Group 1 did a bit of a better job showing a word cloud that understood the report. But Group 2 gave us some more thematic examples of what could be in a report. So kudos to Elise for Group 1 and to Ben for Group 2 for stepping up and getting those word clouds out for your group. Now your blog could include facts and history about the group. That would be good for giving context on your report, but you want to make sure that you are informing us about how the community works as a community first and foremost. So your main point is to inform us about your digital community and your primary research on your digital community. So you can certainly add other things in, but make sure that your primary research is the primary focus of your blog. The interviews, the surveys, the observations that you've done. One last thing that I want to mention is let's see if we can pull up the prompt for the digital community. So this is the prompt, and it explains the difference between digital communities and networks. And I think we've all figured out that these big networks like Facebook and Snapchat aren't communities in and of themselves, even though sometimes they like to advertise themselves as such. But there are plenty of small digital communities that exist, or some large, that exist on these networks. So that's the first step, and I think everyone has chosen fascinating digital communities, unless I've noted elsewhere, or in Blackboard. If your community didn't quite work, I think I've redirected most people. But one thing that we want to make sure that we do, not only that we cite our sources correctly and we put quotes around quotes that we use, and also give credit for paraphrasing things or putting them in our own words. We also want to provide links in our blog so that if someone is interested in that research, they can follow up using those links. Now, you could put those links in the blog themselves, but I would also like to see a works cited list or a references list or something like that, that lists the sources that you used. And I'll show you a very easy way to hyperlink those sources in Blackboard. All right, so I have the Create a Blog tool up, and I'm just going to give it a very generic title. I hope your titles are more interesting. And then we're going to this is going to be the body of our blog. And then our sources or references or works cited. And we probably want to make that header a little bit bigger. So this is, I'm pretending that I have a post by one of my colleagues in a Facebook group that we belong to called Imagining Indigenous Futurisms. And I've put that blog post, or that hypothetical blog post, in MLA format because that's what I am used to. If you want to use another formatting system, that's fine. Just be consistent. The book has details on MLA and APA, but that's Modern Language Association and American Psychological Association. But my main concern is that you give credit where credit is due. I'm not as concerned about all the little details, where the periods go and that sort of thing. So this would be a Facebook entry, or an entry in MLA for a post from Facebook. Oops. Okay. Now, to link it, this is the label that we're going to see in the blog, but if I want to link it to a particular URL, all I have to do is highlight it and click on this little link button up here. It looks like a little chain link. All right, let me move this over. It's going to ask you for the link path. You're just going to put that link path in there. You want to make sure that you do put, it's really old school, so you need to put all of the heading information, http://www. That should get it to the right place. Oops, we need a period here. Okay, and then we want to open it in a new window. And then if you go down to the bottom here, you'll see Insert. And you'll see now that it's that your source is hyperlinked. Now you can hyperlink things on your sources or works cited list down here, but you could also hyperlink things within the body of your blog. You might want to do so sparingly, but a couple of hyperlinks, especially hyperlinks down with the sources, will show that your reader that not only did you do your research, but you're able to put that, give links to that research in case they want to do, follow-up research, or if they're just interested. So I'm gonna post this blog entry here, and you'll see not a very great blog, but it does have hyperlink capabilities here. So if we click on this, it will come up and bring up the Facebook group that I belong to. All right, hackers, I hope you have a good time peer reviewing and revising your blogs. And if you have any questions or concerns, feel free to contact me via email, phone, chat, and I hope to see you all online.